has been raining cats and dogs for days because it is in August, a period when rain is at its peak. The peoples are not used to that kind of weather, that's why it would be difficult to see anyone walking up and down the street. To them, a rainy day is a resting day. It is only one of every 5 shops that would be open on a rainy day. Every other shop would be locked till after the rain or when the owner deemed fit to open. The movement of cars would be seen every once in a time while the movement of humans would hardly be seen. Fati, a 19-year-old young lady, was running in the rain. She was running as if her life depended on it without minding her status as a young beautiful lady. The clothes that she wore clung to her body because it was soaked with the rain. She did not stop running until she reached a pharmacy that was open at the moment. She had passed about 3 drugstores, but they were all locked because of the rain. She stopped and mumbled something to herself before pushing the sliding door. "Good morning, Musa," she said timidly as she tried to hide her bust by bending her back. Fati had grown into a timid young lady who had little to no self-confidence. As a result, she always walked with her head low and chest in. "Baby girl," Musa said as he looked her body with loss that was apparent on his face. His eyes stayed longer than normal on her chest region. Fati cowered out of fear and irritation because she could feel his eyes on her body and she hated it. She hated the way he was biting his lips and rubbing his chin while his eyes were romancing her body up and down. She always wanted to be using Kema. At least it will save her from all these perverts whose evil intention is very apparent. But what can she do when people like her don't have the luxury of wearing what they want but would always wear what is given to them as charity? Fati is from a poor home, but their life became poorer about 3 years ago when the pillar of their family, her father who always works as a laborer on any building site, met with a misfortune that made their already miserable life more miserable. "Please Musa, can you please give me a pack of ibuprofen for my dad? He couldn't sleep throughout the night because of his chest and head pain. I will pay you back the moment I am paid my salary," Fati said with a lot of apprehension. She doesn't know what and how Musa will receive what she said. She had known Musa for years and he had been one of the men in her area that wanted to have her carnal knowledge. She feared he might want to trade the drugs for sex. That was why she said a silent prayer before entering his shop. "Aya, baby girl. How is he feeling now?" he asked as he simultaneously put the pack of drugs in the black nylon bag. "You can always pay me anytime you have the money." Fati did not foresee his kind gesture. She smiled and unconsciously showcased her beautiful dimples. "Oh, baby girl, you will make me lose it if you continue smiling like that," Musa said lustfully as he extended his hand to rub on her dimples, but Fati took a step back and quickly avoided his hand. "Thank you, I promise not to disappoint you. I will pay the money as soon as possible," she said and immediately took on her heels without waiting to hear Musa's reply. Fati rushed into their dilapidated house only to see her only younger sister standing and crying in a corner. "Zainab," she called out panicky and simultaneously rushed toward her. "Why are you crying and where is Abba? He had been vomiting blood since you left to get the drugs. I couldn't stand it, that was why I came here." The 11-year-old young girl, who had matured more than her age because of how life had been treating them, explained. Fati rushed toward her father's room. She entered without her usual taslim. "Baba!" she yelled out because of how she met her father. He was lying in the pool of his blood. Malam Yunus raised his head. He looked at his daughter and smiled bitterly at her. He tried to sit up but he couldn't. With the help of Fati, who quickly rushed to him to assist him, he was able to sit and rested his back on the wall. "Baba, I have gotten the drugs, hurry up and take them to ease your pain," she said as she tried to remove the drug from its pack, but she was stopped by her father. "Baba, you need it. See the way you are coughing out blood, take it to ease your pain before I can get Kiki that will take us to the hospital. All those are not necessary anymore. I am already at the end of my life, why should I stress you more when I know I may go at any point in time? Baba, Please stop saying that. You are not going anywhere, you are going to live long to eat the fruit of your labor. Malam Yunusa smiled. I wish to live long enough to take care of you and your sister, but what can I do? Everything is in the hand of the Most High. Isn't it better I go to ease all your stress? Fati could not say anything other than to cry. All she could say was to call out to her father. Baba, may God Almighty bless you. Life will now be difficult for you and your sister, but if you hold firm to your faith, you will always find a way out. Don't be greedy with worldly things. No matter how much you gather them, you will one day leave them behind if they haven't left you before then. Your sister is your only family now. Please take care of her and never abandon her no matter the circumstances. Your mother, I don't know if she is still alive or not. You can find her if you want. It is your choice and I will never stop or convince you otherwise. Her name is Halima Buba. She is from Bauchi State. He coughed out more blood as he tried to tell Fati more about her biological mother. The person her father had never made mention of in her 19 years because of reasons best known to him. It's okay, Baba, you can tell me the rest later. You need to save your strength. Fati said as she tried to stop her father from coughing, but he didn't stop until he coughed out his life. Fati became shocked. She had already understood what just happened, but she didn't want to believe or accept it. Not just her, even the 11-year-old Zainab understood what happened clearly. Baba, please don't do this to us. You can't leave us by ourselves. How do you expect us to survive on our own in this cruel world? Baba, please wake up. Baba, Fati said as she shook her father's lifeless body to wake him up. Zainab squatted down by the room entrance. She refused to move deeper into the room as she watched her sister and her father's lifeless body. As little as she is, she already understood the fact that she has no one in this world other than her only sister. But what was Baba saying about Ada's biological mother? She pondered over it because as far as she knows their Amma died when she was only 4 years old. Who is Halima Buba? Greetings, Malam Yunusa. We didn't see you at the masjid this morning. Hope all is well, or could it be because of your health issue again? Malam Ibrahim, their district's imam, said as he walked into the dilapidated house. From his attitude, one could tell that he is used to the family. What happened? He asked as he crouched beside them. He is not moving again, Fati answered pitifully. Every soul shall taste death. Malam Yunusa's days have ended today. May Almighty Allah forgive him and make Jannat al-Firdaus his final abode. May his death serve as a means of rest for him, Kai. Malam Yunusa had suffered wallahi. Malam Ibrahim prayed before taking the body away from Fati's embrace. Fatima, I know it isn't easy, but you have to muster the courage to stay strong in this trial moment of your life for yourself and your sister. Go to Malam Gobra and Malam Idris's house and call them. We need to do the needful for the corpse, the earlier the better. Fati got up and quickly rushed to where she had been sent without minding her appearance and the blood stain all over her clothes. She conveyed the message to the 2 people she was sent to, and one of them invited more people to do the task. Fati knew that there was nothing she could do again to help her deceased father other than to pray for him. She held her sister's hand and they both entered their room. She sat on the floor while Zainab lay on her leg. Even though she wasn't sleeping, she preferred to stay close to her sister because she was scared. Fati rested one of her hands on her sister's shoulder as a way of comforting her and also assuring her that she is safe, and the other hand was holding a tasbih. She wanted to do some prayers, but she didn't know the actual one to do because her mind was full of so many thoughts. She remembered the day her Amma died. It happened 7 years ago when Zainab was barely 4 years old. She never knew that Amma wasn't her biological mother, not until Amma said it with her mouth shortly before her demise. You are just as kind-hearted as your mother, Amma said to her one evening when she was doing the laundry. The young and naive Fati looked up at her smilingly. Yes, I always want to be like you, and I am happy I am already turning out just like you. Amma, you are my role model. I am not talking about myself, I am talking about your biological mother, the one who gave birth to you. I am your mother Fatima, but I didn't give birth to you, Omar said in a very low voice, like she doesn't want a third party to hear their conversation. Don't listen to anything your Abba will say about your mother, she was a very nice person. Where is she? Fati asked nonchalantly. That I cannot say, but when you have the chance, do look for her. Fati didn't give what her Omar said to her another thought. As far as she knows, she has no other mother apart from her kind-hearted Omar. She would only think of another mother only if she wants to be an ingrate. Everything she wanted in a mother she had found already in her Omar. Sister, Malam Ibrahim is calling us, Zainab said as she shook her sister out of her trance.